Hey guys, what's going on? This video, just gonna got some stuff to install in the engine here, and got a whole garage full of parts. So I'm gonna jump in and show you what all I got that's came in. I'm still waiting on a few more parts, but I'll show you what I got. So today we're gonna be working on putting the cam in. There's some other stuff that I got. I got a front disc brake and rear disc brake. That come from Facebook Marketplace. I gave a couple $100 for it. Trans cooler, Facebook Marketplace find. Here's the engine management stuff. As you can tell, that's what we're using. Got a Holly Terminator. All that stuff. Ingenuity Fab cross member. Engine stands. Everything that came with it there. Push rods we're using. This is a sloppy stage 2 cam. I just have a budget, and I use the Texas Speed, pretty much similar cam in the last 5.3 I did. It performed really well, so this is a few dollars cheaper, so we went with it. So that's what I've got that's came in so far. Springs and stuff supposed to be in this afternoon, so we're going to jump into the cam install real quick. Got the puller on. This is a GM Chrysler puller. There's the part number and everything. I've had this for a long time. Works great on these LS crank pulleys. It comes with this kit. I don't know if they make this kit anymore. I've had it for a really long time. It comes with a few different rods. I use this one always. It's a really good tool. I've hit it with an impact a few times and really threads really holding up. But I always want to put anti-seize on it. That's that. We'll hammer it off. Be right back. Kind of how this puller works. There's some teeth on the back side of this crank pulley, and just grabs a hold of it. I believe if you can't find that part number, you can get on Amazon, grab one of these pullers for $30. They're nice to have if you're doing a lot of LS engine stuff. It's well worth the money. First thing you got to do is pull your cools and valve covers off. These are 10mm. Nut on it. They should come right out really easy. Uh-oh. Drop them everywhere. They should come off. I always stick my nuts and my bolts and nuts and stuff backward, so I don't get nuts mixed up. These have got studs on them, so they're kind of really hard to mix up, but you don't want to lose them. So these here are 8mm. If I can get them. Come out. It's the first time pulling the valve covers. It's really clean in there. These are also 8mm. When you get ready to pull those off, I'm gonna jump to the other side, pull that off, and be back in a second. All right, guys, busted all those loose. Like I said a while ago, these are 8mm. Just bust them loose, come off. I like to keep my stuff in order. Just kind of lay it there on the shelf. Remember what side went where, front to back. You don't have to worry about keeping the push rods in order. I'm swapping all those out. But here's a look underneath the head. It's really clean. This is a 200 and something thousand mile engine. But I'll jump to the other side and get it pulled off. Alright, all the push rods are out. They just pull out by hand. I'm gonna get something to put them in your hand unless you want oil all over your hands. Just gotta throw them up here on the shelf. We're gonna need them for now. Here's a look at the other head. It's really clean in there. This is not the box for it, but this is the Comp push rods double spring spring tool. It works really well too. It's better than those ones that grab on the spring and have to try to pull it off. And I got these tools. Had these for a really long time. You when you pull the sprocket off, turn your cam a few times, and these slide on each side of the block to hold the lifters up, so you don't have to use dowel rod or dipstick or whatever, or just twist it and hope your lifters don't fall. But that's some of the tools I've got. This is the cam I'm going to be using. It's a Sloppy Stage 2. Everybody should be familiar with that if you're an LS person. They work really well in 6.0s. Here's the push rods I'm going to be using. I believe I got all this off Amazon. I think the cam was $250, and the spring or the push rods was $120. We're not still in the packaging, but Comp has some really good push rods today. And then here's some assembly loot I picked up at the parts store. It's got zinc and stuff in it, so it sure worked really well. But let's jump in there and get the cover and everything off and get the cam in. Don't mind my garage. It's a little dirty since I've been out here working in it. Already been in here and pulled the cover off and took a look the other day. It's really clean. A little dirt grime there, but inside there is really clean. Usually they're all gummed up, but whoever had this must have changed the oil and whatnot. Took really good care of it. This is another thing. You want to line your dots up. Turn your engine over till your dots line up. That'll keep everything in timing. And these right here are 10mm. So we'll yank those off real quick. Another word of advice: if you're doing this in your car, you want to poke some towels down in here everywhere you can, because these things, when you like spinning them out with your hand, they like to bloop on the last thread, fall down in there, and then you're pulling the pan. Here on the out of the car on the ground, it's not that bad, but still, word of advice: you might want to put some rags down there. Well, I guess my battery's down. I'll grab a battery. Yeah, you want to be careful because cam bolts kind of look like the front cover bolts, so you want to keep those separated. They are a little bit different color because of the oil, but you could, if not paying attention, you could slam them back in there. And these are a little shorter than the front cover bolts. I always kind of lay my chain off to the side. I got some Allens. Let me grab Allen real quick. I ain't prepared today. I just got home from work and decided to park it on the driveway. So I said, why not? Let's jump into it. T40 Allen. Probably not supposed to use the impact on these, but please. You also have a little gasket right here. This is reusable, but just always check it before you put it back on there. Never hurts to look. Here is where our cam tools come in. They're labeled left and right. I like to spin this thing a few times, give it a few twists, get the lifters pumped up off of it. And then I have these tools. They are, if you can see, they're kind of machined on one side. Their side's round. They also have a left and right. So they kind of go in like this right here, the machine side up. Well, let me rephrase that. Yeah, they go machine side up. Slide them into the bottom out. Like I said, you got a left and a right. I can't remember where I got these things at. I've had them for years. I'm sure I think I got them from a place called Thunder Racing, but I don't think they're in business anymore. So you can kind of tell how they slide in there and hold the cam. You can't really tell in there, but we'll jump in and pull this dude out. You're gonna want to be careful because the stock cam is gonna be really sharp. There it is, guys. Yeah. Take it off the shelf and let you get a look at it and check it out. So, here's the factory cam on the shelf. I looked at all the lobes. They're all pretty good. So, let's jump into the package and get the other one out, lubed up, and get ready to go in. Let's get the cam out of the box here. Got the lube open, ready to go. Kind of a messy way to do it here, but well, jump in this box and kind of show you what got going on here. This is kind of, they don't put their cam in a bag, so I don't know if you can see it, but it chews on the box. Then you get all this nice stuff left on the oil that's on here. That's the only sucky part about an Elgin cam. I wish they would put their stuff in a bag instead of just throwing it in the box. You know, all it bounces around the box and shipping eats the box up. So I guess we're gonna clean this dude off before we put it in. Here's another thing with this cam. There's paint on it in a couple spots and it's flaking off really easy. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of get it off. I really don't want that going through my oil while I have my bearings and stuff out. Just, you do it, don't do like I'm doing. It may be an easier way. Just don't get on the lobes of the cam if you're gonna do this. I wouldn't suggest it, but I don't want that. As you can see how easy that's coming off. I really don't want that going through my oil. Getting on my bearings and whatnot. That's I don't know, I'm not sure why they do that, but maybe we need to get with them and tell them to quit doing it and send their cams in a bag so all that crap don't get on there. Kind of got the rest of it cleaned up, just wiped it down with a rag, brake clean. Knock it off really well. See how easy that comes off? You can scratch it off with your finger. I'm not sure if it'll hurt anything. I just don't want to run it through my motor. Gotta wipe it off. Oops. It's all off there. But that is the cam, guys. Set you down and we'll get it thrown in. Well, let's go. Throw it on in there. Throw a little assembly lube on this front bearing here. Go ahead and lube up. You're gonna want to keep you some rags because this stuff here is really thick. And you're gonna want to get it in there at least to this second bearing. See me guys, it's pretty much self-explanatory when you're lubing your shaft here. You want to get it good lubed up. Me, I just kind of rub it down. This stuff's thick. It's really thick, so it can, if you don't start your engine right away, you know, it kind of clings on. Get it to that second, you lube it all the way up to that second bearing journal there. It's easier to pre-lube this. You know what I mean? It kind of gives it some stability out here. And then I always just lube it up to this one, get it good and lube, slide it in another one, just do it as I go. That's my preference. Everybody has their own way. Some people probably don't smear it around like I do. It's just I've always done it, so that's why I do it. Leave your comment how you do it down below. And another thing is, we do appreciate all the people that has subscribed to our channel and likes watching us. Hit that thumbs up button, and so we can get some more people in here following us, watch us build these hot rods. We may not do it the right way the first time, but maybe we can help y'all guys out along the way with your projects. I gotta do some editing on some more of the rear suspension on video with Brandon and Chevelle and get that out so y'all guys can see that. We kind of got excited and took it to the track and everything before we got the other video edited. And it does really well on the coilovers. I'm surprised. I never really looked into coilovers a whole lot, and really pleased with how they perform on Brandon's car. They work really well. So if you ever have a doubt in coilovers, it'll get you a set. Especially how that car rode before, kind of like a boat. Had that boat ride going on. Not anymore. You can save up our pennies and get coilovers on the front. They're a little expensive. Eats the old savings account up in a minute. All you hot rod guys should know that. It is kind of messy the way I do it, but I would rather get a lot on there than not enough. I don't want to have to go and replace cam bearings and buy a whole new cam. Cam stuff's not cheap. This cam's decently priced compared to some of them. This is pretty much the Texas Speed 228, 232, 600. This is a 228, 232, 585. So there's a little bit of difference in the lift, but I ran that Texas Speed one in a 5.3 and it done really, really well in the last C10. It sounded awesome. So I thought we would, this is the cam Brandon's running in his car, so it performed pretty well. So I thought, why not? I'm gonna have to grab the bolts out of the back of that other cam. Grab that, guys. There's something else I'm gonna try. I've never tried it. These are the rocker arm bolts. Let's see if they'll... Huh. They're, see, here's the cam bolts. This is rocker arm bolts. So, that's a new little trick. Taught myself just now. Screw them into the cam if you ain't got some really long ones. It'll help you. Got it into that last bearing. There it is, crammed home. Going to clean my hands off. We'll pull them rods out, let the lifters get down on the cam, give it a little twist, get some of that lube up on the rollers on the lifters. You're doing LS stuff a lot. These help a lot. I don't, like I say, I got them from a place called Thunder Racing. It's been 15 years ago probably, but they work really well. I'm sure there's other places out there that sell them. I'm going to, let's go throw a little lube on the very front of this here. Here's another thing. Don't do like I do. I don't never torque nothing. I just run it up, make sure it's tight. There's a lot of guys that stress over torquing stuff. Half the guys that works at dealerships don't even own a torque wrench. So that shows you how well stuff's getting done in a dealership. It's kind of, there's some guys out there that anal about torquing their stuff, but just kind of go over a few times. And that part is in. We'll go back with the tank chain and let's turn it around. Let's give it a few turns, see what it feels like on those lifters there. Well, we'll slap the push rods in here in a minute and give it a couple more turns. You don't have to do that. That's just something that I like doing. And like I said, there's a dot there. There's a dot on the crank gear. Make sure you get those lined up or you'll be out of time. And you sure don't want that. There's a pin right here, and there's a pin holes right here. So just so you know, kind of throw. Let's see where the dot's at. You kind of throw it up here, get the dot lined up, slap it on without the. Kind of see where your dot's at, where you need to be. Empty bolt holes. Don't claim to be a professional at this, so. Turn these up with the impact here slightly. Jump in there and show you my dots. I don't know if you can see that. I'm gonna grab the light real quick. See that? Oh dang. See that bottom dot down there? Make sure you get the two lined up, or it will run like dookie. It'll run. It will not run very good. Let me get my torque wrench out here. Don't do like I do. I put in a bunch of these LS cams and never had a problem. Dang, want somebody in the MG. A yellow one at that. Alright. I'll get you guys in there and look. Everything's back on there. Got some leftover stuff dripping out there, but ain't gonna hurt nothing. We're gonna jump on into the dropping the push rods down in there. Open up this package. Where's the old delivery man show up? I put my springs on today, but it's supposed to be here today. Here's these comp. There's a part number. Comp cam Magnum push rods. These are really nice. I've used these multiple times and never had a problem out of them. They're a little, the ball deals here a little different than the factory LS, but when you put them in, I always just dab a bit of the assembly lube on each end, drop it down in there, and it works well. Sorry about the airplane, guys. I'm just gonna drop this down in there and show you guys. I'm gonna wait for my springs to come in, but there's a hole there. Pretty much self-explanatory. Drops it down there on the to the lifter. Lifter falls down. Since we're waiting delivery man show up with the springs, we'll just go ahead and put the front cover on. I always get RTV these corners, because sometimes if you don't, you'll have oil leak here, because you're really supposed to have a tool to get all this back straight. You can also leave these two bottom bolts loose. Leave all your bolts loose and kind of zip these down first, and then go from there and work your way around. But that's how I do that, guys. It don't take a whole lot, just a little. And if you don't, you are guaranteed to have a leak there. I'm gonna wipe all your surfaces off. This gasket is reusable. I don't never replace it. But that's up to your preference there, if you want to replace it or not. I know I need to clean this front cover, so excuse the old dirt there. I'm just gonna zip these up. Not tighten them. Tighten them bottom two first. Just gonna kind of run these up with ways. If I had an engine stand, I wouldn't have to use a ratchet wrench like using my Milwaukee there. I got these right here just kind of snug. Well, that one over there did kind of snug, and then run them up there together. Just kind of let's go in the back and forth pattern. Go over the end. Torqued. Alright guys, it's been a few days since the video last. I didn't get the spring change on video. We ordered a new tool and was kind of having trouble with it and didn't really have time to film it, but that's all back together. The UPS man just showed up, another piece of the puzzle. I think this is the last piece that I need to put together before we can drop it down into the actual truck. So I'll show you what I got. This is a total transmission Chicago 4L80 3000 3200 stall. I called Tuesday and today is Thursday, so they built this and shipped it, and it got here in a couple days. So it's pretty crazy. I wasn't in a hurry for it, but they slapped it together and shipped it we'll jump in the box real quick and I'll show you what we got. I just opened it. I haven't been in there yet. I've never ran these converters. There was a guy on YouTube that did a review on one in a Nova with an LS. They had pretty good reviews. But looks pretty good. Don't mind the garage floor, guys. It's a mess in here. And don't mind me, I'm in the garage. I ain't got no shoes on. Just got off work. This came in, so I thought I'd show you guys. It's 10-inch. 480 OSS. Build date on it. This is, it's still 6-bolt. Looks like this is a different converter housing because they've got an adapter made. It's also welded. Looks to be really good welded though. Said it was rated up to 600 horse. I asked him, that's the first thing I asked him when he called. Not like my truck's gonna be putting out 600 horse. Roller bag inside there. But I think I gave 450 bucks shipped to my door for this. So we'll give some reviews on it when we get the truck running. But that's a Total Transmission Chicago. I'm saying it was out the door like that, guys. So I'm really impressed with their delivery. I called him. He said they was having some issues getting parts because of COVID. But he said they got a few kits in. They had one ready to go. This was Tuesday. I called him, and today is Thursday, and it's sitting here. So they built it, shipped it like no time. Not even tell him I was in a hurry. So real impressed with that. If you're looking for a budget converter, I haven't ran it yet, so I don't know 100% if it's tight, loose, or what. But 450 bucks for a 4L80 converter. I don't know. You can look around. They go from 600 to 1200. So we'll do some more reviews when it gets in the actual truck and we're driving it. I told him what gears and everything I had, and he said he'd get it fixed up for us. So we're gonna, I don't know if it's looking. So we're gonna call it for this video, guys, and maybe the next one we're gonna be putting the mounts and stuff on the frame and slipping the motor in. I've got another project coming up for the wife's. She's got a, well, I guess I'll save that for another video. We're going to be doing that this coming Saturday. So, like, share, subscribe. We appreciate it. We're getting better as we go, and I hope you guys enjoy the build on the Blue GMC. We appreciate it. Here's another package showed up. Just kind of show you what I got. These are some wires I got off Amazon, JDM Speed. They was cheap wires, 30 bucks. Open them up, kind of show you what they look like. They come with the metal on the end of the plug. I don't really know how well they are. Say $30 wires. This thing still had the original wires on it, and they didn't fare too well when I pulled it. They are pretty thick. I don't know if you guys can tell. And they come with the metal piece, like factory. Okay, I got all this. All this came from Amazon. This is a throttle cable. There's a part number there that I usually use. This is like a cut to fit size. Works really well. I used it on Wallace, the other C10 I did. And then water pump gaskets, spark plugs. I always run TR55s, and everything I do. This is Amazon. These are really cheap. I think I got this whole deal for 11 bucks. O'Reilly's are like $7, $8 a piece. So check Amazon before you go to O'Reilly's. But that's another package that came in, guys. That's the array of parts that I have. My wife is ready to kick me out of the garage because I've got stuff strode everywhere. You can look over here. Here's that was a Facebook Marketplace find. Facebook Marketplace find for the training cooler. That's my Holley Terminator. That's a rear disc brake. That's a front disc brake. That all came in a kit. I gave like $200 for that. Ingenuity Fab, training cross, remember, engine stands. I got the plates already on the motor. Uses clamshell style mounts. Come with bolts. Another cool thing is, I'll show you guys. He sent a thank you note with it. It's pretty cool. And it's pretty cool. You don't get a lot of thank you notes from places. That's pretty cool. And then this is just some paperwork on everything that came with it too. That was pretty quick to get them. I think they build them to order. I don't think they have them on shelf. A couple weeks and they was shipped to me. They're out of Texas. I'm out here in Oklahoma, so it didn't take very long to get it. This is the push rod part number that I use. These are good up to 600 lift. My cam's only a 585. They're pack springs. I use these on Wallace, and the cam in it was 600, but these I used a different part number for that. It had titanium retainers. And then use the Elgin cam. This is a sloppy stage 2. That's the part number. This all came from Amazon. The prices on Amazon was fair with everybody else, but I've got Prime, so free shipping, and it can be here in a few days. So that's the reason I went with Amazon. Oklahoma, you gotta pay taxes on Amazon, so that's the only sucky part. So hopefully soon we'll be getting it put in. I'm also thinking about painting all the accessory brackets, alternator black. I've got the crank pulley painted black. It was a little rusty. So drop a comment below what you think about that, or should I leave it raw aluminum?